Agents, you have 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Second, 2 out, Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series. Open, Chicago with the lead. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Under it, and to the middle with the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Touchdown Bears!
It's 1 goal a season. The Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup. A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it for Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Blackhawks win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this Hump Day edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. If you're not following us on Facebook, what? Listen, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning. Go to that page as well. Like that page as well. And then you'll be liking both pages, Sports Zone Chicago and Shawn and Maya in the morning. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, listen, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, and also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. If you're watching us on our mobile app, yay. That's what I'm talking about. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. We have a mobile app. So you can take us with you on the go. So wherever you get your apps from, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Woolworth, wherever you get them from, you go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew. And I mean a slew of articles, thanks to my man Clarence, Council the Third. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. And if you're watching this on a Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. Yeah. And if you don't know, come on now. Where have you been? Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. Yes, if you have a Roku TV in the house, do us a favor. Do us a solid. All right, do us a favor. Go there, download the Sports Zone Chicago tile. Okay, download the tile, put it right there, smack dab in the middle, right next to Hulu, Netflix, Prime, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Showtime, Billions is back. The Chi. Woo, I just caught the first episode on Friday. Yeah. So do us that favor. But listen. Also, also do us this favor. If you have more than one Roku device in the house, all right, if you have more than one, do us a favor and just download them to all of the Roku TVs you have in the house. That would be great. We'd greatly appreciate it if you did that for us. Okay? That'd be dope. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what the heck happened there. Actually, I just got out of a trade. But download all the Roku devices you have in the house. That would be amazing. I'd be grateful. I'd be much obliged. Okay, now listen. Oh, la madre mia. Of course. Of course. Patience is a virtue. Well, listen. This is why you don't do that anyway. We have a phenomenal show, but we need you to get interactive with us today. So listen, if you want, whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's our mobile app, listen, do us a favor. Okay, leave a question or comment on that particular platform. You can't do it on Roku. That's okay. Just watch us on the TV, and then you can do that by. You can also, You can get on your phone, send us a message, leave a question or comment. Do us a favor, leave us a question or comment, and it'll be incorporated into the show. And that's what makes this the best Chicago sports show around. Is your questions, comments, smart ass remarks. Bring it, baby. Bring it. Don't sing it. Bring it. All right. We're looking forward to that. And I want to see who we got in the text line. This looks like it's jumping already, baby. Jumping already. Cornelius Squalls in the Mickey Ficky house. What up, Cornelius? Whoa, man, it hit and came down. Cornelius Squalls in the house. Levette Lee in the house. Good morning, Mom. Thanks for tuning in. Michelle Walls. It's a hump day. You know it, baby. Patty Lara is in the house. Good morning, Ma. I appreciate it. Yay, yay. Oh, there he is. Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. He's in the house. That's what I'm talking about. And if he's in the house and Patty's in the house, guess what? That means Jeremiah and Armando Emeterio Lara the fourth are pretty close behind. Dito, Jeremiah, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Yeah, I see. No, not half game. They're 1.5. I was like, I thought so. Vernon Fairley's in the house. Good morning, baby. Good to see you. Yeah. And listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I will tell you this. More of the usual suspects will tune in as the show goes on. That, my friends, I can tell you. Listen, we have an awesome show at 10 o'clock at the top of the hour. Good friend of the program, our girl, Beth Mishler Elmore. She covers the Bears for Heavy.com and BearReport.com. I love it. Good morning, Theo, from Dito and Jeremiah. Wonderful. Oh, that makes me smile. That makes me smile. So Beth Mishler Elmore is coming on at 10 o'clock talking Bears. We have a lot of Bears to talk at 10 o'clock. We have a lot of stuff to talk prior to that, but man, we have a lot of Bears stuff to talk. First preseason game is in 3 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah. Let me make sure. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 3 days. 3 days. Cornelius, you know me too well, baby. You know me too well. Yes, I have a little something to say about the good guys on the South Side. But yes, how did you know? Man, a lot of baseball is going on. The Cubs are still winning. The Sox are still losing. But you know what? Sox fans don't give a damn right now because it's football season for Sox fans. Yes, it is, Doctor. Yes, it is. It's football season for Bear fans. I mean, for Sox fans. That's all we care about. Football. So, man, it's going to be one heck of a show. So make sure, as our Uncle Hawk Harrelson used to say, sit back, relax, and strap it down. We're going to join you and entertain you for the next 2 hours, a little less than 2 hours-ish or so. But, guys, you know how we do. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Yes, let's see. Where are we going to start off? The first top of the morning topic. What are we going to do? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? All right, let's do it. Let's do it. The Cubs. Big win yesterday. The Cubs beat the New York Mets 3-2. Jameson Taillon, he got the win. He's 7-6 on the season. He went 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 7 punch outs. Edward Alzolay, he came in, got the save, his 15th of the season. Tuckman, as you see him rounding the bags right there, he was 2 for 3, hitting his 7th homer of the season, driving in his 41st RBI. Man, this guy right here, Cody Bellinger. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching is all I can say for Cody Bellinger. He was 1 for 4, making that one hit pretty important. That was a home run, his 17th of the season, driving in his 56th of the year. Yan Gomes was 2 for 4 with a double, his 12th, driving in his 44th of the year. This Cubs team is something else, boy. They got to hand it to them first in game 1, come back yesterday in game 2 with the 3-2 win. And now the rubber match today. The rubber match has Kyle Hendricks on the bump for the good guys. He's 4-6 with a 4.09 ERA, and he'll be going up against David Peterson, who's 3-7 with a 5.65 ERA. First pitch is 6:10 p.m. on the Marquee Network if you're watching on the TV side, and 6:70 a.m. if you're watching on, or if you're listening on the radio side. Cubs have won the 6th straight series. They win today. It'll make it 7. Cubs are a team. They are in playoff mode. And that's probably the best thing they could be in right now is playoff mode. Okay. They took a step back. They're 6-4 in their last 10. All right. It was tough. It was tough to keep going 8-2. It was tough to keep going 8-2 in your last 10 games. But they're 1.5 games back. They're 1 percentage point ahead, so they're technically in second place in the NL Central. You know, and who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it? Except for diehard, unrealistic Cub fans. They're doing what they need to do. The culture that they have there is very different, unlike the one on the South Side. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody is about winning, winning, winning. Period. End of story. Well, the next top of the morning topic, my good guys. Good guys on the South Side. They fall to the Bronx Bombers yesterday, 7-1 over at Sox Park. Let me tell you, there are tons of Yankees fans. There's a lot of Yankee fans here in Chicago, so there were tons. You heard a very faint crowd. You heard the faint sounds of "Let's Go Yankees." But, dude, they were doing it. Judge with a big homer. I mean, it was out of control. Out of control. You know, Tuki Toussaint, he got the loss. He's 1 for 5, 1 in 5, 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 walks. You can't walk people, dude. You just can't do it. Although he punched out 9 people. Luis Robert Jr., you see him in this picture here. He was 1 for 4, hitting his 31st home run of the season, driving in his 65th. Eloy Jimenez was 2 for 4. Yo-Yo, my man, was 1 for 3. My man who likes to skip meetings. And Andrew Benintendi, he was 1 for 4 as well. They go for the rubber match tonight. So both teams win. We will take this series, the New York series, the first and second city series. So tonight, game 3, the rubber match. On the South Side, Mike Clevenger goes for the White Sox. He's 4-5 with a 3.72 ERA, and to be determined for the Yankees. They have not decided yet who it is that they are going to have on the bump. You know, if you're watching, first pitch 7:10 p.m. That's on NBC Sports Chicago. If you're watching it, and if you're listening to it, it is on 1000 AM, their flagship station. The White Sox, staying with them. The White Sox were in damage control big time. Big time. You think you're big time? They're in damage control as one of their former players. Okay, one of their former players speaks out. All right. And his team's in town. Kenyon Middleton, who was just traded to the Yankees from the White Sox, he ripped the White Sox, saying there were no rules. The White Sox were no rules, had a no rules culture. Rookies were sleeping in the bullpen. And he said the second he found out he was traded, he shaved his face. He said, I was ready to play by their rules because all I want to do is win games. All right. Jesse Rogers reported had this report on ESPN. And it got worse and worse by the day. Started Monday. You heard? Remember, we had Matt Zawoski on Monday, and he came out hot talking about the Jesse Rogers things, and he started naming names. Yohan Moncada was one of them who missed meetings. Gregory Santos is falling asleep in the bullpen back in the back. It is an embarrassment. It is a complete and utter embarrassment. And it continued to get worse. It continued to get worse. Shane Reardon, producer at 670 AM, Chicago Sports Talk Radio, tweeted this the other day. He said he was in a physical. He saw a physical altercation in the clubhouse. He said Grandal wasn't in the lineup the day before the All-Star break. He wanted to just leave early. He made it very clear. Basically, paraphrasing TA, he said, "Fuck him. If he doesn't want to be here, I'll pay for his flight." And allegedly, according to Shane Reardon, Grandal walked over to the tub the TA was sitting in and slapped him across the face. Both sides, all parties. The White Sox have denied it. Grandal has denied it. I don't know if Shane was actually in there, because his was talking. He was talking about 6:70 AM the other day, but I wasn't sure if he was. I didn't listen to it, but I wasn't sure if he was in there or is this what he heard. So, I got some people very close to that team, and they just have tons of stories for me. Tons. They had heard about this. They said they had heard about the slap. I don't know. And what was really funny is that, I shouldn't say funny. What was interesting was that what Kenyon Middleton said was corroborated by many players. Lance Lynn on AJ Pierzynski's podcast the other day, he said, he goes, I'm not going to say, he goes, all I'm going to say is, here's what Kenyon Middleton got wrong. So everybody's waiting. He said, and when he told you, he's about to tell us what everything what Kenyon Middleton said that was mistaken, and he clammed up. So in other words, nothing that Kenyon Middleton said was wrong. Kenyon Middleton, you saw that when put this back up. Okay. Look at the second paragraph. He said, the second I found out I was traded, I shaved my face. He hadn't even gotten to New York yet. And he shaved his face. Why? Because if for those of you that don't know, the New York Yankees have a no facial hair policy. It's been in place for decades. The most you can have is a mustache. No beard, no goatee, nothing. Okay? And it has to be done. You will not play. That is one of their rules. That's part of their culture. This guy wasn't even in New York. As soon as he found out, he did that. Why? Because that culture is so strong. That it traveled across the country, halfway across the country where he was at when he found out he was traded, and he shaved his face immediately. That speaks volumes. It speaks volumes for what was going on. It's amazing that all these people are coming out. Now, Jose Abreu said it. People were mad. Some of us were mad at him. All right. And then Kenyon Middleton, Lance Lynn. A lot of people who seem to be leaving the White Sox are free to talk now. And a lot of the same shit that we're hearing lines up. And unfortunately, that's the bad part. It lines up. So again, the Pedro hire was the wrong hire. I'll go on my little rant at the bottom of the hour about this. Excuse me. This is, I'll tell you about the White Sox season. Thank God the Bears have a preseason game on Saturday. So that's the best thing I can say about the White Sox right now. I don't know where this club goes from here. I don't know what pieces they package up. I don't know who's going to want our pieces. No one's going to want Yohan Moncada $25 million next year for the way he's performed. No one's taking on that contract. Eloy, he's constantly hurt. Do you want to take a chance on him as a DH or an outfielder? Yeah, it comes with a lot of injury risk. You saw it in the little melee. Someone stepped on his toes, his little piglies, and he was hurt. Really? You know, I said it. We talked about it on Monday with Matt, and hopefully. So I haven't heard that Tim's going to appeal the suspension. So if he doesn't, he's got 6 games. Jose Ramirez has 3. I would be okay with sitting Tim the rest of the year. I would, because as we talked about on Monday, this is bigger than baseball for Tim. Much bigger than baseball, because Tim has made himself and the White Sox stock of Major League Baseball. The laughing stock, unequivocally, the laughing stock of Major League Baseball. You know, Tim Anderson should be remembered for his walk-off homers, his bat flips. He's going to be remembered for down goes Anderson. Down goes Anderson. It doesn't matter how many more 300, how many times he hits, how many more seasons he hits for 300, how many more All-Star teams he makes. It doesn't matter. He's going to be remembered for down goes Anderson. Yeah. You know, apparently people just can't wait to get out of Chicago. And if you think any high-priced free agent is going to want to come here, I don't think so. I think the only people who would come here will be guys looking for their last contract. You know, 30, 31, 32-year-old guys, 33-year-old guys looking for a 2 or 3 year deal. It's the last one, the big one they'll get. And that's so Chicago White Sox. They'll do the Ken Griffey Jr., the Manny Ramirez. They'll do that. They'll do that. It's an embarrassment. It's just an utter embarrassment. Moving on, the next top of the morning topic. The Sky, another one. Que la Chihuahua. Oh, the Sky. They fall yesterday to the Minnesota Lynx. 88-79. Kalia Copper finished with 23 points. Elizabeth Williams, 18 points, 9 rebounds. Courtney Williams, 12 points, 6 assists. Sky are 12-16 on the season after their head coach abandoned them in the middle of the season, which I thought was cowardice. I thought that was a punk move. I thought it was a little bitch move. All right? I did. NBA season is the start. He could still be coaching this team. There's nothing that there's no job. What did he say with the Toronto Raptors? There's none of his responsibilities are going to be that important with Toronto. He wanted to get out because his team was dismantled. 4 of the 5 starters left. It was going to be a rebuilding season, and he didn't want to rebuild. Well, if you didn't want to rebuild, you shouldn't have left in the middle of the season. I think that was a punk move. And the people that were there, you hung them out to dry. You hung them out to dry. Your players, your Kalia Coppers, all right, your Dana Evans. some of the returning players. I just thought it was a bad move. I just thought it was a piss poor move on his part. I didn't respect it. I thought, again, ride it out. Ride it out. You knew this was going to be the situation. You knew it. They had all talked about not coming back. Candace Parker didn't re-sign. So the writing was on the wall. You knew what was going to happen. So if you didn't want this team, you should have given it up and let someone who really wanted this team coach this team. Let them look for a general manager. Let them look for a coach. You go about your merry way in the offseason. But no, I thought it was a very, very tacky way to leave. That's just me. I could be wrong, but I'm probably not. Probably not. It's just a shame. These girls, just 2 years ago, they won their first 2.5 years ago, they won their first WNBA title. How awesome was it here? Candace Parker, 2 seasons ago, since her first one's on. Yeah, 2 seasons ago. Comes back home, wins the WNBA championship for Chicago. It's great. They're going for back-to-back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it done. It's tough to repeat. It's very, very difficult to repeat. So, yeah. Well, the Bears are back in practice at Hallis Hall yesterday. Just helmets, no pads. They'll ramp it up today. But Yannick Ngakoue and their new tight end, Mercedes Lewis, were in the house. And just watching video from him, man, Ngakoue looks good. We're going to talk a lot of Bears at 10 o'clock, but Ngakoue looks good. He looks the part. Come on, he hasn't had a season with less than 8 sacks. What do you want? So if you just say 8 sacks, just give us 8 sacks. My goodness, that's one every other week. Who knows? That's average one every other week. Who knows when they're going to come? Is it going to be a key point down the stretch? Is it going to be in overtime? Is it going to be, you know what I mean? How impactful are these sacks going to be? Because now we're playing with a minimum of 8. Minimum. He has number 91. I haven't heard, and maybe the media can ask him, hey, how did you get 91? Did you offer Dominique Robinson something? Or did the team just say, hey, Dominique, you're coming up off that number, Papa. You're coming up off that number. So I don't know how he got it, but he got it. He was in pads yesterday. Saw some pretty cool some pretty cool footage of him just, man, looking like a monster. A monster. Whew. I am looking forward to that. Because now we have a legit pass rush. We have a legitimate pass rush, and I don't know. Watch out now. Watch out now. Listen, we're going to take a quick break, and on the other side of the break, we're going to come back. I'm going to have a little White Sox talk, a little baseball talk, but I have a little rant to go on. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Ryan Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face. Ugly.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Off hitter.
Right in the zone for strike 3. Tukey Toussaint takes care of Bowers.
With a man on first.
And he struck him out. High fastball above the zone.
Here is Giancarlo.
Strike 3, Tukey Toussaint. Here's Gleyber Torres. And a throw to first. Bowers is caught up. Ball's waiting for him. Revillard. The
fourth. And here is Luis Roberts to lead it off.
Oh boy. In the air left field. McKinney back. It is gone. Luis Robert Jr. starts the Sox scoring tonight.
The line drive out of here to left.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of NBC Sports Chicago. That was Lou Bob. The highlights of the lowlights of the good guys, and that was Lou Bob with his 31st homer of the season. Looking good, baby, looking good. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Unfortunately, his teammates haven't played as well. Lou Bob's having a phenomenal season, 30 homers, 31 homers. Dude's on fire. You know, my White Sox have been an utter embarrassment, and it's been frustrating to watch, to say the least. You know, more and more as the days go by, I'm reminded of how bad the hire for Pedro Grifol is. Okay. Ozzie talked about it yesterday. And I was thinking the same thing. I've been through regime changes, culture changes. Okay. In college. After my junior year, we went 11-0. We finished number 3 in the country in 1AA. My head coach left and went to the University of Maryland. We got a new head coach, a new coaching staff. Peter Voss, he's actually a Holy Cross alum, but he was just a jag bag. He had come from Notre Dame, and believe you me, he told us that every chance he could. I called the Sugar Bowl where Jerome Bettis went crazy. Like, okay, great. I don't know if he wanted a cookie or whatever the hell his problem was, but nonetheless. Then when I was with the Chargers, and Mike Herman came in, and there's a way that things need to be done. On NBC Sports Chicago yesterday, this is a Pedro Grifol, and Ozzie has something to say about it, and I'm going to build on this. Check this out.
The leaders I thought we had in there weren't leaders. So we took a step back, we regrouped, and here we are.
I got to say something very quick. I know I have the most time. I hope the person can say, if Pedro know what kind of people he have in spring training, he should be aware what's going on. He should know, like, we got this problem. Why you keep protecting players? Why you keep protecting, like, we're good, we're family, we do this, we continue to work? That's what's my problem with Pedro. I don't have a problem with Pedro at all. I think he's a good baseball man, but in the meanwhile, that will teach him what's going on with that. Leader, you don't need leaders in the clubhouse. You the lead, and those leaders will lead you. My English is good?
Your leaders will lead you.
No, you the leader.
Yeah.
And the leaders, they're going to lead you after you. If you are the leader, what I say, you follow me.
Okay, well, you guys had a bunch of leaders that they could go to, proven major leaguers.
Yes.
Tim Raines, Harold Baines, they had guys like that, Harold Baines.
Joey Cora, Greg Walker,
Right, Greg Walker. So, but, it's very easy for me to say this, but this team, to fix all this, if they had position players who were leaders, because it seems like there's a pitchers were doing one thing, and the position players don't have that leadership mentality that's going to police the clubhouse. That would make your job a lot easier. And I would talk to Jermaine Bow at one point. He said, you know what, I didn't want to bother with Ozzie. I can just go to the other coaches because I respected them.
You know why?
Why?
I told my coaches, I say, you take care of your problems. Yeah. If you can't, I'm here.
Those clips courtesy of NBC Sports Chicago. That was the post-game show. And let me build off of what Ozzie said. Ozzie created a culture. You heard him say it. He said Jermaine Dye didn't even bother with Ozzie. He never took it to Ozzie because he took it to his coaches. Okay? Being part of a couple of regime changes. Okay? Being part of a couple of involved in a couple of regime changes as a player, there's one thing that I know. If you want to establish culture, you establish culture. Okay? Pedro Grifol has not established culture. Because if he did, there would have been some fighting. There would have been some resistance initially. But the thing is, you stay consistent with it. So, look at the Cubs. David Ross gets over there. He instills his type of culture. Your rules, your everything the way you want it is hammered home. So now, you instill that into your coaches. They instill that into your players. What Pedro Grifol needed to do was say, I want this, this, and this. And if they're not hustling, I'm talking to you. You're going to have the issue. So now the coaches underneath him, his assistant coaches, are on him. When the football coaches came in, man, those assistant coaches were on it. Why? Because the head coach was on them. The head coach is on them. You know what they say? Shit rolls downhill, right? Well, if it starts with the head coach and he has the culture, this is what he wants. He wants upbeat. He wants hustle. He wants going to first. He wants everything he wants. He hammers home. He's yelling in the background. The coaches are yelling to the players and getting on the players, and the players get the message. You don't wait. You don't say, well, I want to assess. What Pedro Grifol said, he wanted to assess the situation. You don't assess the situation. You were with Kansas City. You saw the situation from the Kansas City side. You said the Sox are going to screw themselves up. The Sox are going to do something stupid. The Sox they're going to lose the game. That what he told us? Isn't that what Pedro told us? We just knew. All we had to do, look at them. Oh, okay, today they're going to play tough. Today, nope, not so tough. Oh, good. We got an easy win. The intensity was evident. You saw that. He saw it. So when you come over, why the hell are you assessing the situation? You know what the situation is. You got no leaders. So you know who needs to be the leader? Like Ozzie said, you, Pedro. Pedro needs to be the leader. He needs to meet with his assistant coaches, Charlie Montoyo, and some of the other guys, say, hey, you're going to be the bad cop. I'm going to be the worst cop. Someone doesn't run on the first, boom. Push-ups, burpees, sprints, or sit a game. And you know what? Be overly bearing. Because you know what's easier to take your foot off the gas pedal than it is to put your foot on the gas pedal and expect them to do things. It has to be a tight, everything has to be called out. Everything when you're changing a culture. Everything. If you're pulling up before first base because you know you're going to be out, because you know the ball is going to be there way before you, doesn't matter. Get your ass to running. We run through things here, young man. We run to first base. What if he drops the ball? What if he drops the ball? And you're half-assing it down the line because you think it's an automatic out. Get your ass to running. 10 burpees, get to running. Sprints, after practice, whatever it needs to be done. And the players are going to bitch and moan. They're going to complain. They're going to go to the union rep. They're going to do everything. They're going to complain. They are players until they see you are unrelenting. Thank you for, again, the landscaping people. Thank you for, I should say, it should be unrelenting to the point where they're like, damn, this guy. All right. This is how he wants it. It is unfortunate that Pedro doesn't know how to set a culture, because if he did, he would have said it. Now, Pedro sounds good. I personally have said, hey, I like Pedro. But as the time continues to move forward, he's not the dude. Although I've said that prior, now it's being reinforced. The culture needs to be set day one. Day one. When I was with the Chargers, and one of the things they said, if you're on the field, don't take your helmet off. All right, jog off. So I was on the field. I was a star. I didn't give a shit. Took the helmet off. Head coach made me do 25 push-ups in front of the whole team. Because I said, no one takes your helmet off on the field. I had to do 25 push-ups. I could have told them, fuck you. I was a star. But that's not what needed to be done. I understood what he was doing because I was a coach at the time as well. I understood what he was doing. He's setting his culture. And if it happens to be with one of the stars, that trickles down to the guys who don't have or aren't as productive on the team. They fall right in line. But Pedro doesn't know how to set the culture. Because if he did, he would. And there'd be a lot of players. TA would be pissed. Yo-Yo would be pissed. The fact that there are people sleeping in the bullpen, the fact that Jesse Rogers named names, Joe Moncada missed meetings. You miss a meeting? You miss a meeting? You're sitting for 3 games. You're sitting for 3 games. This is why. You remember now? Now when people say, oh, forget Ozzy. Ozzy, time's passing by. Time is this. I'm tired of his bullshit. I'm tired of this. Now you see. Now you see why his bullshit would have been extremely beneficial to this organization. Because tell me, do you think Moncada would have missed a meeting with Ozzy there? You think there'll be someone sleeping in the bullpen if Ozzy's running that show? If Bruce Bochy's running that show? If Joe Girardi's running that show? Do you think that people are going to be sleeping in the bullpen, missing meetings, coming late, not taking fielding practice? You think that's happening? You and I both know. You don't even have to answer that. We both know the answer to that question is hell, Mickey, Ficky, no. See, players, they're like kids. They will push you they will push the limits. What can I get away with? Can I get away with this? Can I get away with that? And when you nip it in the bud quickly and severely initially, like, okay, cool, fine. All right, bet. You got it. But if you don't, they will continue to push. Anything you accept means you're allowing it to happen. Anything you accept, you allow. So if you accept guys sleeping in the bullpen, it means you're allowing guys to sleep in the bullpen. If you're accepting Yo-Yo missing meeting without disciplining him, you're allowing him to miss meetings because he didn't feel like it. What you don't correct, you allow. And Pedro, now we see, why do we think that Kansas City passed him over a couple of times, 2-3 times to be their manager? Because they knew what they had. They knew what they had. And apparently he wasn't it. So we going to get a guy that gets passed over from people who are in the building. He's in the building. He's in the organization, and the organization passes him up 3 times. But we want to go get him. Dysfunction of this team. This is the dysfunction. What? Listen to this nonsense. Play. Thank you.
Time I realized that the leaders I thought we had in there weren't leaders. So we took a step back, we regrouped, and here we are. But when I came in here, I had 2 rules: whatever we do in the clubhouse stays in the clubhouse. Make sure you're on time, okay? And the other one that I talked about was respect. So actually 3. And I said, as far as rules, anything that happens that you feel like you're fracturing our culture, okay, that's a rule. Don't fracture our culture. So I left it kind of open. Was it a mistake or not? I'm not sure, but moving forward, I think the foundation is going to be set in a way that those are going to be our rules as well, because people are going to know that the culture is the most important thing to building sustained success for an organization. And when you start fracturing that and you have good leaders in the clubhouse, they're going to take care of it. And if they don't, I'll take care of it. But I'm hoping that it doesn't get to my desk.
Then I'll take care of it. No. No. Hell, Mickey Ficky, no. My issue with that is he knew exactly how the White Sox were as a member of the Kansas City Royals. Remember, he talked about that? He knew exactly how they were. So when you come over, you need to nip that in the bud. You need to get these guys together. You need to tell them. And whether he did or not, I don't know. But he needs to tell them, look, we could tell your body language sucked. We could tell what kind of day you were having. Louis Robert, when you came out and you didn't do well, we knew you were going to suck. You're going to have a crap day. Yohan Moncada, same thing. Eloy, same thing. Guess what? That's just not flying here anymore. You're coming out every day ready to go. And if you don't, you're going to be on the bench next to me. And if you don't like it, you know what? Talk to Rick Hahn. See if he can get you out of here. You need to put people on Front Street. They need to understand immediately that something is changing. Immediately. And he didn't do that. I'm telling you, when a football coach, when there's a new regime, man, they do everything. Everything is completely different. Everything's a beat there in your face. They want to establish their culture. Pedro didn't want to establish culture. He's like, well, we're going to see, and I hope it doesn't get to that. And we thought they were leaders. No, you don't find who's a leader. You lead the team, and you'll find who the leaders are. Your leaders, like Ozzy said, will be following you. Your leaders will be following you because a great leader doesn't create followers. A great leader creates great leaders. That's what a great leader creates. More great leaders. So this is, again, the wrong hire. And unfortunately for him, he's got to go. But unfortunately for the Sox fans, I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think Rick Hahn's going anywhere. Because if Rick Hahn had the balls, he would say, you know what? I made the wrong hire. Joe Girardi, I know you're in the booth right now in the Marquee Network. I need you on the sideline. No, hell, Ozzy, I screwed up. End of story. You want to see a culture change? Bring Ozzy back. You want to see a culture change? Bring Joe Girardi over here. Can't bring Bruce Bochy. He's leading the Texas Rangers to best record, or atop the AL West. You want to see a culture change? They'll change your culture. They don't want to see a culture change. They're full of shit. They're full of shit. And then here's the other. After the game when Pedro got suspended. I didn't. Shoot. No, I didn't. I thought I downloaded it. Here. They bring out this guy to talk after the media, after the game. And his first, the Mike Tosar to talk after the game. What? Who the fuck is this? Who is this? Who is this guy that you have talking to the media? You don't have Charlie Montoya, the bench coach, who's a former major league manager. You don't have anybody else. You get this guy? No one knows who the hell this guy is. But this is the type of bullshit that they put, because they can't ask him about. He don't know. He's one of the assistant coaches. No one wants to hear from him. Nobody. No one knows who the guy, his name. But that's such a White Sox thing to do. That is such a White Sox thing to do. And we talked on Monday, Mazawoski and I, if you're watching, I wonder, I'm anxious to see, are they going to have Sox Fest in 24? Because they were mad last year. They canceled it last year like the freaking cowards that they are. They canceled it last year because they didn't want to deal with the venom that Sox fans had, with the vitriol that Sox fans had. Well, okay, we'll cancel it this year. Hopefully the team does well, and it'll all be forgotten. No. First of all, even if the team wasn't doing well, we wouldn't have forgotten it. But it would have been easier for you to say, hey, we're not focused on last year. We're focused on moving forward. That's what they're going to say. That bullshit. I'd rather not talk about things in the past. I'd rather look forward to where we're going. So now, where are you going? Now they're stuck. Because now, where are you going? Are you going to keep this guy? Are you going to keep this manager who is clearly in over his head, who clearly doesn't know how to set a culture, who clearly doesn't know how to discipline players and hold them accountable? Because when these stories came out and then they're corroborated by other players, Jesse Rogers corroborated it with other players. Come on now, don't look me in the eye, piss on my shoes, and tell me it's raining. He don't know shit about creating a culture. He sounds like he does. He sounds good. He says all the right things. We're going to kick your ass. We're going to come out here every day. We're going to fight. We're going to kick your ass. But he doesn't hold players or himself accountable. So if you thought Sox fans were pissed last year for Sox Fest, believe you me, they will be there bright and early waiting. Bright and early. When that and if they do, are they going to have the panel? See, because this is such a White Sox thing to do. They will have Sox Fest, but they won't have the panel. The panel where they have the general manager, and Rick Hahn, Kenny Williams, the president of baseball operations. Will they have that panel? I don't think they will. I don't think they will, because the questions that are going to come up from the fan. See, the media, a lot of people are scared to ask tough questions because they're going to get scared of being of having their credentials pulled. All right, that's the bottom line, especially with the Bears. But I digress. They don't ask the tough questions. Fans, they don't give a shit. They want to know. I'm paying my hard-earned money, $30 a park, $25, $30, $40 a ticket. Hot dogs are $7. Beers are $10. Nachos are $13. Churros are like $6. They're selling for $1 in the hood. $6, $7 for a churro. I'm paying all this money. I want answers. I want answers. Why this team, who has 3, maybe 4 perennial MVP candidates as far as talent-wise, can't get it together. Why? Leadership. I'll tell you a quick story. In 98, we had a good year. We were progressing. It was nice. We had, and in the offseason, when I was playing with the Chargers, the offseason from 98 to 99 was this. We got Dennis McKinnon as our offensive coordinator. Junior, you can put it in chat. How much did things change when Dennis McKinnon was our offensive coordinator? When Dennis McKinnon came in and Paul finally came back, our quarterback, because he went away. He didn't want to play because they got a kid from Purdue and whatever. He wanted to go play as shoot the bull. But he came back. How intense was Dennis? Put it in the chat. Junior, put it in the chat. Dude, he was on every throw. Wide receivers, if your route was sucked, he was in your ass. Quarterback, if the ball wasn't where it needed to be, he was in your ass. Running back, if you didn't pass pro, he was in your ass. If you missed a block, he was in your ass. If you read the wrong hole, he was in your ass. Changing the culture, accepting nothing less than excellence. Strive for perfection, but settle for excellence. Dennis McKinnon did for us. That's the year we won the national championship. Because a culture was changed. So I know about when cultures change. I've been through a few of those situations. Some for the better, far too many for the worse. But that one with Dennis McKinnon, Junior, corroborate this if you please. When Dennis McKinnon came, it was yes, sir, no, sir. Man, what could you say to a former NFL Super Bowl champ when he's coming directing your offense? You do it your way, and you're adamant about it. You're adamant about it. That's not good. That's not good enough. Do it again. That's not good enough. Do it again. Nope. You know what? Get out. Next guy, get in. That's how you change the culture. And you embarrass people. And if they can't handle it, too damn bad. Grow the fuck up. You're grown men making millions of dollars. And if someone yells at you because you're not hustling and you have feelings, grow the hell up. They need to drop a little. They need to drop. But that's the problem. Many of the players, they've been told they're great. They're this. They're a superstar. And they probably were. Every level. And now they get here, same thing. But you know what? That's not how you win. You show me a team in baseball or basketball. Well, no, because LeBron runs stuff. Football, baseball, most basketball players. You show me a team that doesn't have a good coach, that doesn't hold its players accountable. And I'll tell you, this team won't win the NBA title. This team won't win the World Series. This team won't win a Super Bowl. So you don't come in and try and change the culture, assess what's going on. You come in and you change the goddamn culture. The way you want it, you get on your coaches and they get on the players. But then again, if you're the White Sox, that's not happening. It's got me fired up. We got to take a quick break because on the other side of the break, we're going to switch gears. 3 days away, baby. 3 days away, and it is here. Bears football, and I am fired up to talk to our girl, Beth, Mr. Elmore, because it's Bears. I love talking with Beth. I love talking Bears. I love talking Bears. It's going to be awesome. So don't go anywhere, folks. So keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
17. Back he goes. Here comes Chubb. There goes the ball. Touchdown! Jones will walk at the left tackle. Time for Fields. Now he'll accelerate to get the first down and break tackles, and he's off to the races. Oh, he got a terrific block.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
So I've come up with the family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils, too. These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver.
And I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
Chicago began at their 25 at the 19 of Miami, 1st and 10, and here goes Phillips chasing the quarterback. Come in again with a block and a touchdown. Big play, Fields, a run for 17. Back he goes. Here comes Chubb. There goes the ball. Touchdown, Mooney. What a... Jones the block at the left tackle. Time for Fields. Now he'll accelerate to get the first down and break tackles, and he's off to the races. Oh, he got a terrific block down there by Mooney. He's in. He's got him. That's 2 points. Montgomery with Blasingame. 1st and goal. The fake and a good one to the end zone. Komet touchdown. His second today.
Back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of CBS, and that got me fired the freak up. Lord have mercy. I like it. 3 days away, baby. 3 days away. 72 hours. Man, we will be tailgating. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned. I'm actually going to the game. I got a call last night. My cousin, I got a ticket for you. I'm like, what? What? Like, yeah, I got a ticket for you. How much? Don't worry about it. I got you. I'm like, that's even better. Nothing better than a Bears ticket. Only thing better than a Bears ticket is a free Bears ticket. I like it. So I'll be there Saturday, and I'll be able to give you a nice firsthand account of what I saw at the game. Next show, the following show on Monday. Well, my guest is a good friend of the program. She's been rocking with us for a minute, and I love it. She covers the Bears for Heavy.com and for BearReport.com. Guys, and you can find her on Twitter at the handle that I really love, Bear Down Beth. Guys, just welcome back to Shawn and Maya, Beth Mishler Elmore. Beth, good morning.
Morning, Shawn. How's it going?
Oh, things are going great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm fired up.
Yeah.
You know, you caught me at the end of my culture thing for the White Sox because they suck and they don't know how to create a culture.
At first, I wasn't sure if you were talking about the Sox or the Bulls. So
it's one and the same.
Yeah.
It's fruit from the same, two different fruit from the same tree.
Yeah.
I might as well have been either one. Just change the names here and there. But I'm excited. The culture over here, we don't got to worry about that over here at Hallis Hall. Not at all. These guys have gotten guys. They've completed. They've done what they said they were going to do, which is crazy for us Bear fans to get a general manager who does what he says he's going to do. That kind of blows our mind. Talk to me about the competition in every position and how that has benefited this team to this point.
Yeah, and it's been really interesting. This is the first camp in a long time where I'm looking across the board at the position battles going on, and the starters are pretty much solidified. But there's a lot of folks that have been out right now, and guys are getting reps. There's guys like AJ Thomas, undrafted. He came around last year, and he's been taking some first team reps, looking pretty good. Noah Sewell, he's been looking good. Like they've been taking undrafted rookies and making something out of them. Josh Blackwell's looking all right. The depth is what's impressing to me. I think they've got really good depth for the first time, and you can see that with these position battles along the way. The defensive line has gotten so much better now that they added Yannick. That was wonderful. I think the last time we talked, I was like, please add Yannick, and they've since added him, and that I think a lot of folks were in that boat. And that changes the whole dynamic, and I think makes the younger guys and the guys that are in the middle of the tiers compete even harder. And so, yeah, it's been refreshing to see, the running backs. You've got Rashawn Johnson, Khalil Herbert, Deontay Foreman. It feels loaded at the tight end room now. They got Mercedes Lewis in there, Cole Kmet, Robert Tonyan. So even if, God forbid, someone would go down, I feel a heck of a lot better about the depth this year than I did last, or in Nagy's last years.
And those are comical years with that guy running the organization, and I do too, and I love it. And that's the thing we've mentioned before is the competition. Mm-hmm. All right, just look at the running back room. You got Bird is RB1, but he's fighting to keep that RB1 status. Why? Because Deontay Foreman, a guy who just had 900 yards last year, wants that RB1 status. Oh, and by the way, there's a rookie who, had he not been playing behind some super freak named Bijan Robinson, he would have been a stud. He wants playing time. So there's motivation for all of them. Wide receivers, same thing. Once DJ Moore came and pushed everybody down, like, that means less playing time for me. My 3, 4, 5 wide receivers, they got to get up. They want to move up the depth chart and get some time. I love what Ryan Poles is doing, because not only does that happen, but it also allows them to feel comfortable if someone does go down, because the competition has been pushing to get to that spot.
Exactly. And I like too, they seem like a more supportive and hardworking bunch these days, don't they? They were always just kind of full of, I felt like pomp and circumstance before when Nagy was around. And since Poles has arrived, there's sort of been this very supportive undertone and kind of feel around the place. But there's also been like, you better get your ass working or you're out. And I think Eberflus kind of stresses that in his practice. Everybody who's been to practice talks about how like these are way more intense practices than they were before. And so I think that it's pretty nice having someone too that's available and accessible to the media the way Poles has been. He adds someone, he trades someone, he extends Kmet. He just appears for like 5, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, just enough to talk about it and let people know where he stands. He doesn't, become a meme hiding behind a door.
That's funny. You're right. And we appreciate that,
Yep.
This town is Bear centric, Cubs, Sox, that divides us, but football unites us. And this is Bear centric. And when you get a guy who's putting together an organization, a team, in a way that we haven't seen before, or in a long time, let me put it that way, probably since Finks. All right. You look at him and you want to hear what he has to say. Well, why'd you do that? And it's not necessary to criticize him. It's like, well, what were you thinking? We want to understand. What do you think? Oh, okay, that's why. His transparency has been a breath of fresh air to the media, and more importantly to the fans, because they want to hear. They want to buy, dude. They want to spend a couple $100 a ticket and go. Okay, they want to, but they want to know that it's going to be worth their while. They want to know that there's a good product on the field, and he is doing everything to this point, almost damn near flawlessly, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's got this keen sort of sense of how to blend the personal and the professional elements of it. He understands, I think, the way that the fans feel, and I think he gets that, and he tries to. He's a smart business guy. He thinks about dollars and cents first and what's best for the organization, but he's also thinking about fans, the media. It's like you said, breath of fresh air, night and day, completely different. And, meanwhile, down in Atlanta, they're promoting Ryan Pace. So have fun with that.
Yeah, have fun with that one, guys. Salute. Justin Fields is obviously the main cog in this wheel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. DJ Moore is probably his new BFF, figuratively and literally. They've kind of bonded. Talk to me about how you think this duo is going to work this year. Are you expecting a big year from them with DJ Moore leading the way? Are you expecting them to kind of Justin to be able to use him more as a decoy and still get everyone else involved? How do you see Justin Fields and DJ Moore this year? Because DJ Moore never had a quarterback like this. Justin Fields never had a wide receiver. Well, in the pros, never had a wide receiver like this. He had a shitload of them at Ohio State. So he's back to those things. How do you think these two mesh? How do you think how excited do you think Bear fans are going to be as this progresses?
Man, I think I'm as excited as I've been in a very long time. Since Brandon Marshall was here, I think we have the best wideout since Brandon Marshall. I from everything I've seen, everything my colleagues have seen, everything I've noticed about DJ Moore, he's one of the best and more underrated wide receivers in terms of contested catches. And so even if he is going up against, which he's going to be, the league's top corners or the number one corner of every team, he is going to be, I think, he's going to put the league on notice this year is my prediction. I think he's a 1,000 yard a season machine. And I think I predicted a while back, I think in one of my articles, he's going to have at least 1,200 yards receiving and 100 receptions. And I think he's going to be what propels Fields over the 3,000 yard mark this season. I think people who are talking about Fields throwing for 4,000 yards, it's a little optimistic. But I think 3,500 yards is totally realistic with somebody like Moore, because like you said, I think he's totally fine. He's a team guy, so he's not going to mind if somebody manages to game plan him out, and he's got to be a decoy or he's got to play different. He's team first, always has been, never been any problems with him. And then if somebody like Chase Claypool could step up, it can't be stressed how huge that could be for the Bears, for Justin Fields. He's been doing well in camp, but he's got to prove a lot. Right. He's got to stay healthy. He's got to be consistent. But if he can do on the field consistently what he's been doing in camp, I think him and DJ Moore are going to surprise a lot of people. And I think the Bears offense it's got a lot of potential. Now, that said, they haven't really done a lot or had a lot of success with the long passing game and deep balls so far during camp. A lot of times they've gone up with them. Justin Fields has kind of chucked it down there, and just like yesterday, Tyreek Stevenson came down with it instead. And so even though that I don't think that's too bad, though, that's just something that I'm like concerned about in terms of the passing game, because I thought maybe like he and DJ Moore would be, deep ball every day. That hasn't happened as soon as I thought it would be, but that's something that could develop too as well. And even if it doesn't, it's not the end of the world, because it'll keep the defense honest if they try it once in a while.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that at all. And everyone's making a big deal about it. I've read a few articles or people like have complained or have mentioned that they're not doing. That's not our offense, And that's not our offense. Our offense is getting into those playmakers. I was at camp. I was at camp one day a week and a half ago, and then I was at Family Fest. And the day I went to camp, DJ Moore took a slant and just took it to the house, 60 yards. All right. That's a lot of what we're going to see. All right. And because you have playmakers now, you have DJ Moore, you have now Chase Claypool says, oh, wait a minute. I'm never going to see a double team. Guess what? Now they can use his 6'4", 38-inch vert against other people. Darnell Mooney. I'm never going to see a double team anymore. Well, I'm faster than most guys. I need to get open. When Velus Jones, who's been very, very, very good, I think he felt the heat. All right, we're talking about competition. He felt the heat when they drafted Scott. He's been doing very well at camp. And then Scott's one that wants to get on the field. He doesn't want to just be a special teams guy. These guys, they're ready. I think they're ready to eat because they're not going to see a double team. There's no way they're ever going to see it. And if they do, oh my goodness, I don't think any defensive coordinator is dumb enough to say, well, let's shade over Chase's way, because that DJ Moore character is pretty damn good, and that's what they got him for. That's what they got him for. And who's just saying? Give me your thoughts, but I think with these two together, he could be mentioned in the same breath as a Jamar Chase, as a Odell, well, not Odell now, a Justin Jefferson, as one of those guys, because he hasn't had that consistent quarterback
right
since he's been here, since he's been in the league.
That's what's going to be so exciting about it. Is it seemed like it was a segment, I think, about a week and a half ago on Good Morning Football with Justin Fields and DJ Moore, and they were already finishing each other's sentences and teasing each other. And it looked and felt like, and Kyle Brandt even said this on the program, it looked like they'd known each other forever. And so that kind of chemistry and rapport, Fields has been serious. He's been working off season, been trying to, for everything everybody's saying is good about like his work ethic and what he's doing. So now it all just needs to come together. But I haven't been this excited about a wide receiver quarterback duo since like Jay Cutler got reunited with Brandon Marshall. I'm like, all right.
Mm-hmm. And that played well for a season or so.
Yeah,
season and a half or so. It was great. Talk to me about this defense. A lot of changes. What are you most excited about? Is it the secondary who's been the strength of the defense last year, and they've really come out and even improved their stronghold on being the strength this year so far in camp? Is it the new linebackers, the two new stud linebackers that they got, or is it the influx of talent that they got at the defensive line position? What level excites you the most about the defense?
I think the addition of Yannick was really maybe not the most exciting, but I think incredibly important and encouraging, right? I mean, heading up until, heading into the preseason, up until that happened, it was just kind of like, are they really not going to sign anyone else? They're not going to add anyone? Because a little depth really goes a long way there. And I think that was, I think maybe one of the more impactful signings in terms of it'll get Justin Fields more time on the field. But I think I'm personally more excited about the young duo of Brisker and Gordon. I think that they have so much potential. The athleticism oozes out every play. You can see him. Brisker has such a nose and feel for the game. He's got such great instincts. He's so fun to watch.
He's gotten a little more of an attitude. I don't mean that in a bad way. He's maybe confidence. He's got more of a watch me this year attitude, and I like it. It's kind of nasty, and I like it.
Yeah, it reminds me of Ronnie Lott a little bit. Some of the guys like that, you need a little bit. Gary Fensick. All the greats are the ones that I really liked anyway, growing up watching play. They had that, and I think he's got that. He's there. Yeah, I think that him and Kyler Gordon are going to be quite a playmaking duo. Health is always a concern with all these guys. Of course, it's football, but I think they'll be fine. I think they're in shape. They're ready to go, I think. And I'm excited. I think they're going to be quite a duo to watch. And a few folks got Brisker pegged for a Pro Bowler this year. And I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't surprise me a bit.
Even if it's an alternate, that's still Pro Bowl. You still get a bonus. It's in your contract. And it wouldn't surprise me one bit at all. This kid is ready to play. This kid is excited. And they, again, I say it every show, every single time, but God bless it. Hats off to Ryan Poles for creating a culture, of competition, a culture of where guys understand that you get what you earn. Yeah. And he's come out, he's earned it. He's been phenomenal in the classroom. You can tell by the breaks he gets on the ball, by understanding the coverage. I mean, the route combinations that he sees, able to break on the ball and run the route for receivers at times, and understanding where they're going to be and picking balls off and batting them down. Hats off to him for getting that type of player, and hats off to Jaquan Brisker for continuing to be that type of player. And I'm excited. I think I'm more excited. I know they're going to be good. I'm more excited about the defensive line. Javon Dexter looks like baby Huey when he finally gets it. When I was at camp, they were doing a drill. It was a one-on-one drill, and they had the guard, the center, and the guard. And the guard was just kind of being there just to show up for a landmark. They stuffed them at first, And like, those cartoons where like 15 people, 20 people pile on a guy, and all of a sudden he's like, "Jah!" and they all fly off.
Yeah.
That's what happened to the guard. He flew off. I was like, holy sheesh. And so when he gets technique, this guy's going to be a monster. And now if you can't step up, oh my God, you got Yannick Ngakoue coming from the side. You got Walker coming from the side. You can't step up. Now you're in a deep world of hurt. And that's the one place that quarterbacks hate pressure is up front. And this guy can provide it. And then not to mention Zach Pickens, Bell, the other little fire plug that they got. Oh goodness.
Andrew Billings?
Billings. There you go. Billings. I knew it was a 2L thing.
I think he's going to be a sneaky good signing for Poles too. I think that Billings is going to have a good year.
And who else that I was really, really happy about was my guy, Terrell Lewis, the guy from Alabama, went to the Rams. Wow. He had a couple of nice moves, and I'm not putting him in Canton by any stretch. No. What I am doing, I'm putting him in specialty packages in third down situations, and let that dude. I think he can be for us what Mark Anderson was for us back in 2006. It's just a sack specialist, third down specialist. You ain't got to worry about the run. You got to worry. Just go get him. Go get him.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I think it'll take a little bit for like Dexter and Pickens to develop. Of course, the program is a bit faster, and Dexter spoke to the media yesterday and was very candid about that. I mean, at one point he had his ass taken to the mat by, like, I think it was Dieter Iceland or whatever. That's how you learn. He'll get better. He's got the power. He's got all the skills. He's got all the tools you want. He's got a great attitude as well. And so, yeah, I'm really excited about Dexter. I think he's going to be a beast. And even he doesn't need to be a huge, he's not going to rush a passer. He just needs to plug the middle up, stop the run. And I think he'll be just fine. I think it'll take him, about half a season to get acclimated to the speed of the game, to get used to different offenses and, the way that quarterbacks play in this league. But I'm really excited about this rookie class. I have, again, I haven't been this excited about a rookie class since Justin Fields was exciting, but this group is great. And Darnell Wright too. We haven't talked anything about Darnell Wright. He's looked, and everything I've heard about him has been impressive. I mean, he's doing wide receiver workouts. So
that's awesome. Guys, we're joined by Beth Mr. Elmore, who covers the Bears for Heavy.com and also for BearReport.com, talking Bears football right here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. When he said that, I was like, holy cow. For people who don't know, like, believe me, I never did the wide receiver workouts because they had different workouts for running backs. All right. Wide receivers and DBs have a different workout. All right. It is run, sprint. And the long distance is like, okay, we're running 200s. Dude, as a running back, ours wasn't as intense. And I was at one time, I remember one year in college when they sent us home they sent them home to us. They didn't send us home with them. So I got the off-season workout, and then they had it by position. And I looked at the wide receiver DB one. I'm like, I should do that. No, that's a lot of running, man. That's a hell of a lot of running. I'll stick with my running back workout. And the fact that he did that, he lost weight. He's trimmed down, and not power, just weight. He's lost weight. He's more svelte, so to speak. And man, this kid, I watched him. A lot more good than bad. He's going to struggle. He's a rookie. It happens. But when I saw him at camp at Hallis Hall, then when I saw him at Family Fest, I really like his technique. I like his aggression, and I like his fact that he plays. It's 4 seconds of hell, of mayhem for him. 4.5 seconds of hell, and then he's not one of those guys that keep pushing and after. He like Tevin Jenkins was last year. He'd take it to the first, second row in the stands, the whistle blow, and let you go and go right back and do it again. And they got this dude as a right tackle. I'm anxious to see how well he is going to break open a lot of holes for our running backs.
Yeah. His style feels more like old time throwback Bears football too to me. And I got this friend who keeps like ribbing me. He's I don't even know why he cares because he's a Patriots fan. But he keeps ribbing me about Jalen Carter. You guys are Jalen Carter's looking good. The Eagles, he's looking good. And I'm like, Bears fans aren't going to care about missing out on Jalen Carter if Darnell Wright pans out and is like what we need on the offensive line. We're not going to care. And he doesn't seem to believe me, but I won't care. And no Bears fan I know is going to. We need offensive linemen, and he's got a lot of promise. I like what we're seeing from him so far. He was one of the players that I was most looking forward to seeing in camp. Once you get the pads on, that's really when you can gauge what a lot of these guys be like playing wise. And just watching him, what I've seen of him, and listening to guys talk about him, especially like Cody Whitehair, who's been in the league a while, you can just tell he's going to be good. I hope he stays healthy because I think we got a good one there.
I agree with you. You're talking about getting the pads on. Rashawn Johnson at Family Fest, man, that dude, I love his physicality. And it was a play. She was running as an outside zone to the left. DB comes up to Phil. He hits him with the shoulder, and he creates a little separation, and then he just shoves his head to the ground, just stiff arms him. Dude, I got a little moist. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, Chicago Bear football. It's going to come a time in November, December, and January where it's cold, and we're not going to be able to pass the ball as well as we want or as much as we want. And we're going to need people to do that. And for him to do that as a rookie, to have that intensity and to have the smarts and the violence, the controlled violence to do that, it got me excited. It got me so excited to see that. And I'm anxious to see him. We talked about earlier, that running back competition is going to be one for the ages. And that's the crazy part. The thing that sucks, like you got to go with 2 or 3 people to camp because you can't watch all the different matchups at one time. Okay, you watch the O-line, D-line. You watch the wide receivers, DBs. You watch the running backs, linebackers, because you can't watch all of them because there's competition every single position.
Yeah, and it's exciting. It's interesting, too, to watch. It's fun for the fans, and it's good for the Bears. I mean, too, that's one that I'm really like. The running back competition is going to be one that I think continues throughout the year. I mean, Rashawn Johnson is an excellent pass blocker, and his strength is Khalil Herbert's weakness, quite frankly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so all it's going to take is a couple breakout games, and I think Rashawn is going to move out the depth chart pretty quickly.
Wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't surprise me if he throws like a key block, that allows Justin Fields to throw on pass, that could propel him, or if he consistently gives Justin Fields time, which I assume he is because he's been nothing but a solid pass protector. He's going to jump up quick. He's going to jump up really, really, really quick. This year, talk to me about the coordinators. So now Getsy's got weapons. He's got plenty of weapons. How creative you think he's going to be? And conversely, on the other side of the ball, DC Williams, he's got weapons. He's got a lot of toys he can play with. How creative do you think he's going to be?
I think Getsy's probably, and he's got the option to be quite creative, right? Because like you said, he's got a lot more weapons this year. I mean, and a lot of versatile players on offense too. I mean, Rashawn Johnson used to play quarterback. So yes. I wouldn't be surprised to see him throwing a tutty. I think Getsy's going to play with that. And not only does he have weapons, he's got more guys around him this year that have familiarity with a system that he's comfortable with. He just signed Lewis. He's got Robert Tonyan around. Last year, he still brought in Lucas Patrick. Like he's slowly but surely kind of, I think, molding the offense he wants. And I believe him more when he says it's a next level offense more than I believed Matt Nagy with the 201 level type crap with Trubisky. I think it's going to be fun. I don't think we're going to see a lot of gadget plays, but I think there's going to be some trickery and I think there's going to be some innovation. And I think he's going to use the running backs really. A lot of 3 tight end sets, 12 personnel, I think. Mm-hmm. I mean, which we haven't seen a lot of from the Bears, right? But I think he's going to use his tight ends a lot more this year too. And I don't know if Alan Williams is that creative compared to Luke Getsy, but he very well maybe he could surprise me. I just think he's going to go for we're going to knock your faces in the dirt, and it's going to be straightforward and simplistic. I think they just kind of want to eat the quarterback alive. I think every down, and I don't know how creative he's going to get with linebackers and safeties and corners in terms of pass rushing, rushing the passer, but I'm curious to see it because we didn't get a lot of that last year. They had 20 sacks and, Brisker, I guess, he had 4 of them. He led the team. And so I think we're going to get more defensive line trying to eat the quarterback this year than secondary blitzing. I could be wrong.
I'm looking for like a NASCAR package, I'm looking for, and that's, I think the fact that these guys are young, most of the D-line, they're explosive. Mm-hmm. I think you can do a lot of stunts. You can do a lot of twists. Like
Sure.
I one of the things I'm wondering, Noah Sewell's, man, he's everything is advertised at camp. At was it Family Fest? It was a run to Deontay Foreman. Man, he diagnosed it as fast as Jack Sanborn diagnosed shit last year. He diagnosed it, hit him, and got him for a 1 yard loss in the backfield. And Sewell's played on Sewell's rushed as well. He's come off the edge. So if you get like a NASCAR package with him and like the Terrell Lewis, and now we got Yannick Ngakoue and another maybe just one big man in the middle. I am excited. That's what I'm saying. And stunts with those guys. Like, imagine Ngakoue and Sewell crossing and stunting and twisting and like, holy cow. Now you got two guys who are extremely quick and fast. That to me, that is what I'm worried about. Not worried. That's what I want to see about Williams. Like, how creative can you be? You want to draw up. Why not bring in 4 linebackers? Maybe a 46 defense every once in a while. Send those 2 backers off the corner. Just you got the athletes, you got the youth, you got the speed, you got the football IQ that at your disposal. Man, just unleash them. Just unleash them.
Yeah, that linebacking core is sick right now. I mean, they're all the defense is going to be fantastic. I think too. Maybe not fantastic, but I think so. I think I liked everything I've seen from it. The improvements they've made in the offseason alone have been ridiculous on both sides of the ball. But I think the defense is going to be extra good. And I know it's the Bears. They're always, they're known for their defense. And I'm kind of too, I get it when people are like, I want them to be known for their offense now. So do I. I want them to be known for both. I want them to be badasses on both sides of the ball. Mm-hmm. Truly great teams and teams that go to the Super Bowl are 9 times out of 10 in top 5 categories, both offense and defense, or at least top 10. That's what I want.
And people still they're talking, I need to see this from Justin. He hasn't shown it in this and this. I'm like, okay, listen. And then Mike Greenberg on ESPN last week said it the best, and I was like, perfect. He said from week 8 on, Justin Fields had the 4th best QBR in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Allen, and Justin Fields. So for all the people who want to complain about Justin, we haven't seen it from Justin. We haven't seen it he can throw. Well, his QBR was the 4th best from week 8 to 16. Remember, he didn't play the last game. So for the second half of the season, he had the 4th best QBR. And now he's got more weapons on offense.
Yeah.
Now he's got an upgraded offensive line, better running backs, better receivers, more tight ends. This is going to be a crazy, crazy year, and people are maybe afraid to say it because we're Chicago and we have PTSD when it comes to our teams. But he could hit the 4,000 yard mark. I'm thinking more of a 32 to 3,500 yard mark.
Yeah,
but man, there's no telling. He just might, especially if we continue to run the ball and people can't stop it. Justin Fields is really he's going to explode on the scene this year. Because if you listen to a lot of the players, they're like, Justin Fields is it. Justin Fields is it. And believe me, I'll listen to a player's perspective more than I'll listen to a writer or a commentator's perspective. Because listen, they're playing against this guy. They're watching film on this guy. They got to defend this guy. They got to bring this guy down. They have to try to catch this guy. Yeah, I'll listen to that. And a lot of these players are saying Justin Fields, they are nervous. Defensive coordinators are up late. They're going to be up late trying to contain this guy. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him.
Yep. I think it was pretty telling that Justin Fields made the NFL's top 100 as voted by the players, and Trevor Lawrence, who had better stats, did not. And,
Bingo.
You heard it from the players. They respect it more. They've got got a game plan more for what he can do, because hardly anybody can do it. Only a handful of other folks in the league.
My guy, Cornelius, I've been saying this. I've said this for at least the last 2 months. Watch week 3. They go down to Kansas City. Mm-hmm. Kansas City better be ready. I know they are the Super Bowl champs. I know they got all-world Mr. Mahomes. I know that. Watch that. Ric Flair said it best. To be the man, you got to beat the man. And you go in there, and we got a guy who's, I think, at his potential, at his highest potential. If he reaches it, he can be as good as Mahomes. But he's got to get there. He's got to get there because we know he runs better than Mahomes. And I'm not saying Mahomes is a bad runner. He's got the arm. He's played baseball, so he understands the angles that he has, and he's thrown balls at different angles, different arm slots. So he's done the same thing. He just didn't have the success. Watch week 3. Even if they don't win it, I think they're gonna give KC a run for the money, and KC's gonna be like, oh shit, we're gonna have to watch out for these guys the next 5 years, 7 years or so.
I'd love it if they went there and beat Matt Nagy, who's also over there taking credit and collecting Super Bowl rings for what Patrick Mahomes does. So
Jamoke. Anyway,
that'd be great, man. That'd be a win against KC. That'd be like sweet. But
KC too. Oh man,
they got to be 2-1 at that point at least, because they got to beat the Packers week 1. That's going to be a huge start. Huge statement.
I can't wait because all my Packer friends. Oh, I can't wait! Like your 30 years of dominance over us is over. Over.
I hope so. I'm not gonna. I'm living in Madison, Wisconsin, and so I'm not comfortable wearing the Fields jersey to the grocery store just yet. But I've been waiting for the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, you know what? I'm praying like, okay, let's just hope that Love doesn't have that connection with Watson and Dobbs, because that'll be.
I can't.
That'll be unfortunate. Hey Beth, great stuff as always. Love talking to you, but do me a favor before you bounce. Let everyone know where they can find you and your work on all 17 platforms you're writing for.
Yes. So you can find my Bears stuff at heavy.com/Bears or at the Facebook page Heavy on Bears, and I also cover the Bears for 247 Sports Bear Report.
Great stuff. Awesome, Beth. We'll be in touch soon. And I'll be at the game Saturday. I got a call from my cousin. And so I'm excited. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be a great time. All right, we'll talk soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Shawn. Take care.
All righty. Guys, that's Beth, Mr. Elmore from Heavy.com and BearReport.com talking Bears football with your boy. And, man, we're going to take a quick break. And on the other side of the break, we're going to finish up. I'm excited. I am fired up. It is Wednesday, baby. 3 days, 72 hours. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And it is on. 72, 73 and a half hours till kickoff. A little less than that. Woo, Charlie. I like it. Listen, don't go anywhere, folks. Last break of the show. We'll be back. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Yeah, hello. I'm really not sure if this is what you all do, but I really don't have anywhere else to turn.
Hi. I don't even know why I'm calling right now. I'm sorry. My thoughts are going a mile a minute.
My kids are out of state. My buddies from the Army are all gone now. I'm really alone.
I left the service last year. My mom just passed away a few months ago. I miss so much time with her. I keep getting calls about the bills, and I'm trying to get a job, but I feel so stuck.
Okay, ma'am. I'm glad you called.
Okay, sir. Let's stay on the line and walk through some things.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators. A passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds. Help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Every day we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
Bellinger running a 9-game hitting streak, had 3 hits and 2 RBIs last night.
That is hammered right field, on its way, gone! Cody Bellinger unloads number 17, a belly bomb, and the Cubs have cut the deficit in half.
Cody Bellinger's hot streak continues. I'll bring up Mike Talkman on the year, now hitting at 280.
In the year, left field, pretty well struck that one back, on its way,
Daniel Vogelback coming up.
Tying run at first, 1 out. Ground ball, Alzolay to second for 1, on to first, ball game.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of the Marquee Network. And those are the Cubs. Cubs with a big win yesterday in Queens over the New York. And as I said, they play tonight. They play again tonight. First pitch is at 6:10. Who's on the bump? The professor, Kyle Hendricks, is on the bump for the Cubs against David Peterson. So, oh, great. That's funny. Just got done with Beth Mishler Elmore she covers the Bears, or she writes for the Bears for Heavy.com, also BearReport.com as well. She's excited. I'm excited. Bears fans, you should be excited. You should. Not real quick, but another important piece of Bear news. Former Chicago Bears, Super Bowl winning Bear, Steve McMichael, was released from the hospital. Okay, he's fighting ALS in the hospital. He had sepsis. He was in intensive care for a while. He was released from the hospital yesterday. He's home. His body's still going to deteriorate from ALS. However, the infections and everything else that he was suffering from are gone. So now he just has to deal with ALS, and man, it's great news to hear. This guy, they're hoping he can stay alive long enough. They're hoping to see him get inducted. So first of all, he needs to get inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, and if he does, they're hoping that he's able to be alive to witness it, because his mind is there. It's just his body he's unable to control. He has no control over it. So his mind is there, and I think it would be really cool for him to see himself get inducted into the Hall of Fame, because he's got better numbers than many of the people who are in the Hall of Fame now. Okay, and he was a key component. It just so happened he got overlooked. You had Richard Dent. Okay, you had Mike Singletary. You had those linebacking core: Mike Singletary, Mama's boy Otis Wilson, and the human projectile Wilbur Marshall. All right, you had Gary Fensick back there, L.A. Mike, Dan Hampton. I mean, that team, that defense was full of characters. And so for him, it's easy for him to get overlooked, but it doesn't diminish what he did and the importance of his contributions. So again, we're happy that he's been released from the hospital, and we still continue to pray for him as he battles ALS. Wow. I thought we were talking Bears, so I figured you would want to see this. There's our boy. There is our boy. Yes. There is our boy in Bears attire at camp with his Gazoo helmet on. Man, oh man, oh man. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, you like that a lot too? You want to see more? Oh, well, why didn't you say so? Peep this. Let me make sure. Hold on. Just a small sample of our guy. Whew. One more time. Look at the feet. Look at the feet. Let me jump stop, sprint, knock the ball out of your hand, ball on the ground. Ball. Oh man. Whew. That's our guy. Got me fired up. I can't wait. Yeah, I bet you do, Junior. That's right. See, my guy Junior loved face masks. Did you have the shredder one? Did you have the shredder one in your last year or so? He loved offensive lineman face mask. He's an offensive lineman. He's a hog. And when they started going to these BS little masks for the linemen, I know Junior was pissed. And Junior and I would talk about it all the time. Like, I know that's a little sissy mask for a lineman. Like, quarterbacks and linemen have the same mask. Stop. It just can't. But did you have the Splinter one? Or was that past your playing days? Junior. Oh, the U with the LT. Yeah. Yeah, the U bar. That's right. That's right. Yeah. But man, I'm telling you, it's going to be fun. I remember I told you, enjoy it. You know, we had a deficiency. We had, the edge rush position. Everyone's talking, I don't feel comfortable going in the season without it. I'm like, dude, we'd be fine if we don't sign an edge rusher. And I'll tell you what, Ryan Poles wanted him. Like, Justin Houston just signed a $7 million deal. Who did he sign? The Texans? No. Justin Houston signed a $7 million deal. We gave our guy 10. We gave our guy 10. All right. He wanted him. And he gave him the best. He was the best pass rusher. He was the best pass rusher on the market. We gave him the best pass rusher money. So I'm all for it. Let's see. All for it. I'm cool. I love it. We've talked about what it's going to do. We talked about how important it's going to be. You saw some footage of him just going through drills and through the dummies and his athleticism, jump stop, jumping, reaching, knocking the ball out of the quarterback's hand. This is all stuff, and you're like, why are you doing that? Because you practice. This is a pro. This is a pro's pro. And you know that because he is practicing. He's practicing moves that he's been in game situations. Okay. Everything's not. He's not always going to have a nice run around the quarterback and spin and bend and get the court. He's going to have to. Offensive linemen are going to dive at his feet. All right. If he's getting past him, he's got to jump over him. You saw that jump stop. Boom. And then he still has to get to the quarterback because once you jump stop, oftentimes you're not going to be able to. You're not at full speed anymore because you've stopped. So he wants to continue his pressure. You see with the explosion, reaching, knocking the ball out of the coach's hand. These are positions that he puts himself in. You must put yourself in positions like this or in game time positions and practice those. Because once you get there, you'll be very comfortable with them. Because if you don't practice having to leap over a lineman as he's diving over you, when it happens, guess what? You're gonna get tumbled. You're gonna take the legs out. So you got Jordan Love, Kirk Cousins, Matthew Stafford. Jordan Love might be the only one who can move a little bit, but he's definitely not a running quarterback. Yeah, Ngakoue should have a very, very productive season. And I'll tell you why he's going to have a very productive season, in my opinion, is the middle of the line has been built up. The DTs, the defensive tackles, they are going to allow the edge rushers to get home because the quarterback can't step up. If we have Javon Dexter living 1 yard in the backfield, he literally has to go 4 feet. Let's make it 5. 4 to 5 feet is where he's got to go. Four to 5 feet is all he's got to go. Cross the line of scrimmage, get a yard in the backfield. Quarterback cannot step up. Because here comes Ngakoue. Here comes Walker. You step up. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Javon Dexter. I'm anxious to go see Junior. All quarterbacks do. They get nervous because there's a whole bunch of things that can go wrong. Some are more calm about it, but believe me, they're nervous. Some can handle it better, but they're nervous. Patrick Mahomes doesn't like it. Josh Allen doesn't like it. No quarterback likes it. And when you get that pass rush up the middle, and when you get in your face, it's almost impossible for you to keep your eyes downfield, because when you see that thing coming, you're looking and you feel it and you see it. You have to see how much time do I have. Then you got to get back upfield, your eyes back upfield, and make that throw. Because if you watch it the whole way, you're timing it. Okay, I'm going to throw it here. But if not, if I got to take my eyes off of downfield and look at the pass rush and then get it back upfield and try and calculate how and where I'm going to throw it, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So I haven't talked a lot of shit yet. I'm just saying I just stand on 10-7 for the Bears, minimum 10-7. I understand they're going to be much better. I understand they're going to surprise a lot of people. And if you don't believe me, that's on you. That's cool. That's cool. But watch. The Cubs. Big game today. Big game today in Queens. All right, we'll wrap up the show with those guys. The Cubs with a big game in Queens, as we talked about earlier today. Game time, 6:10. All right, looking for the series win, just like the White Sox. Their game's at 7:10, looking for the series win. As I said, the Professor's on the bump in New York. All right, in New York, can they get it done? They get this, it'll be their 7th straight series win. And what more can you ask for? This is what you're excited about as a manager, as a fan base. You get into a division race. And you're saying, okay, guys, we just need to win series. We got to take two out of three. Sweep if we can. And what have they done? They've won the last 6 series. If they win this today, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a sweep on the south side again. They swept them in Wrigley. I wouldn't be surprised. This will be 7. That could be 8. You're looking at a team that is really, really, really white hot going into the playoffs. Now, again, they're only a game and a half back. They have plenty of time. Do they play? I don't remember when they play Milwaukee again. And if they do, how many times. But that's the best way to help yourself. When you're facing the team that is ahead of you, watch out now. Watch out now. See, they got the Blue Jays, the Sox, the Royals, the Tigers, the Pirates. So they finish up the last 3 games of the season are at home against the Brewers. So if the Cubs continue their winning ways, keep winning series, those last 3 games will be it. That should decide the NL Central. They're doing well. The culture that how many times, remember we talked about it spring training? Remember I said I wouldn't be surprised if the Cubs get in via the wild card or if they actually win the division. They are in position to go after the division. Cody Bellinger again with another belly bomb yesterday. Will the Cubs be happy to shell out $200, $300 million for him? I don't know. But if you do shell out that type of money for Cody Bellinger, that's sending a message to your fan base that you're all in. That's sending a message to your fan base that you're enough of the bullshit. You're trying to get back into the playoffs on a consistent basis. All right? You've got plenty of guys. Tauchman, you've got Morrell, you've got Dansby Swanson. And to bring Cody Bellinger back, Ian Happ, can't forget him. So to bring this guy back him to however a couple $100 million he wants, shows you are serious, shows you're trying to win, and you're just going to get rewarded with Cub fans continuing to sell out Wrigley. Rooftops will be packed, stadium will be packed, bars will be packed. It's a sign of being a big dog. All right, you want it? Go get it. You need him? All right, we'll go sign him. He wants X amount? Sign him. Great, great stuff. Well, 2 hours is come and gone. I want to thank my guest, Beth Missler-Elmore, who covers the Bears for Heavy.com and BearReport.com, coming out talking football with your boy. What a great, great, great conversation. If you missed it, make sure you go back and check it out. This show will replay at 3 o'clock today. If you want to check it out, if you missed it now or caught part of it, missed some of it, go back and check it out today at 3 o'clock. It'll be up today. It'll be on Facebook, our Roku channel. Man, download the app on our Roku channel. All right. Download on your TV. Download the Sports Zone Chicago tile on your TV. It'd be appreciated. But I'm going to get out of here. I will see you on Friday. I'm fired up going to the game on Saturday, but I'll see you guys on Friday. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, you have a wonderful day. It's supposed to be in the low 80s, I want to say. It looks cloudy and overcast. I don't know if it's going to get there. But anyway, guys, you have a phenomenal day. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. For everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, have a great day. Remember, cherish your loved ones. All right? Your boy, the SuperBack. I am out.